Close to a year ago, I talked about how Samsung had finally made the right move by partnering with Microsoft to bridge the gap, well, one of the gaps that they have between themselves and Apple, where Apple dominates in a particular portion of owning a phone. And they've done it. They've finally done it. They did it a year ago, and now Microsoft and Samsung have continued that relationship, which I'm super happy about, to take it to the next level. And this excites me. It should excite you. If you're an Android lover, or even a Samsung lover, this is going to be amazing. Super excited about this. Finally, we're going to have some integration. Love it. Super excited. And I'm going to tell you all about it right after this.
This is, you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. Now, I've done a couple of videos on the Galaxy Note series of phones, and I'll tell you, this thing is the best thing about the Galaxy Note phone that really has nothing to do with the phone. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing a positive spin on the Galaxy Note after doing a couple of videos people thought were critical, I've already addressed this in a previous video when I talked about my next phone from Samsung. So if you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link in the description and end card and everything. I don't want to have to go over that again. Let's just say I was not being critical of Samsung, but Samsung sheep just, they don't care. They get their feelings hurt. What I'm talking about is the Galaxy line of phones, not even just the Note, but even Android phones, finally getting some integration with Windows, which is, of course, the largest desktop operating system in the world. And really important because this is one of the things that Samsung phones or Android phones at large have never really had a good hold on, and that's true integration. Now, there have always been apps that allow you to kind of share files between your phone and your computer. There's even been some things like SideSync from Samsung that allowed you to share your screen and even kind of control your phone through a wired connection, and then later through a wireless connection. And it was okay, but it would definitely drain the battery if you weren't powered up, and it had some weird kind of things that I was never really a super fan of. I wanted to like it, but it was never quite like the operating system on iOS. Like, iOS is so integrated that when I'm watching something on my Apple TV and a text box comes up for me to enter something, my phone vibrates and asks me to type it in. It just knows that. I mean, I can copy something from my iPhone, put it down, walk over to my iPad, and paste it without any other steps. Like, integration on levels of just crazy. And if you've ever had one iPhone and then set up another one, it's painfully simple. You just put them together and magic happens. It's just one thing that Apple's been very good at over the last several years. They call it the Apple ecosystem. It's one of the many things that keep people on that side of the fence. However, this is a big deal. Now, last year I talked about how getting your phone onto your desktop is a great first step for an integration, a Samsung ecosystem, which they actually said at the Unpacked event. They actually called it the Samsung ecosystem, which is kind of interesting. I mean, they really only have laptops and a tablet. They don't really have like powerful desktop that you can buy easily. I mean, they probably sell a desktop, but like, I've never seen one, not anytime recently. And while they do have the watches and now the phones and everything else, it's just never really felt like an ecosystem. Like, if I copy from my Samsung phone, can I paste it onto my tab? I mean, maybe, I don't even know. But this becomes interesting because if you use Windows, and a lot of people do, now you're getting an integration on a level that I think is super exciting. Things like OneNote having integration directly with the notes that you write on your Galaxy Note, that's pretty great. Now, here's the thing. You can always sync those things through OneNote or whatever. You've always been able to do that, but the integration here feels intentional, which is a big deal. Last year, when they first talked about integrating the Samsung phones into the Windows, they talked about being able to get your text messages and some alerts, but they've since taken it to another nice level here recently. You can now take phone calls and those text messages wirelessly on your computer, which is pretty dope. I like that. I mean, that's one of the things I've always liked about iPhones. You can do it on your iPad or whatever. You can take the call right there, and text messages are much easier to type on a keyboard. But now they're taking it to another level, which I truly appreciate. While Samsung DeX is amazing, awesome, fantastic, you do have to plug it in, and it isn't exactly like an experience that a lot of people are going to understand. This is really cool because this experience with your phone and your PC, you can just do it all wirelessly. Not only can you handle your messages and phone calls like I was saying before, but now you can bring up apps, which is awesome. I love that. Instagram doesn't have like a great interface on the web. Like, it's not awesome, but if you want to, you can just pop up Instagram from your phone onto your desktop and then pin it and then open up another app and then another. Like, listen, this is getting pretty exciting. And yes, this is kind of like Side Sync that was out a couple of years ago, but with Microsoft invested in it is a huge deal. And the fact that they're bringing things like Outlook to the Samsung Watch, listen, this is the combination of two companies that can literally make a difference in the battle for integration. The ability to have Samsung Notes automatically sync to OneNote, especially if you work and you do some writing on your Galaxy Note and then need it to get into Office 365, that's really clutch. Listen, Office is everywhere. Microsoft Office is everywhere. If you work in a kind of a 9-to-5 job where you're at a computer and you don't have your phone out, this is a great way to kind of, you check your Instagram. And I love the ability to sync your reminders and the to-dos to your desktop directly. Now, if you don't use like a normal calendar app, this is really dope because you can set a reminder on your phone. And like me, I'm always on my computer. My phone may not be around, and it have an alert right on your desktop. Again, these are small things you've been able to do with other apps, but when it's intentional and integrated into the base part of the operating system, more people are likely to use it because it's there. They don't have to search for it in the App Store, let alone know it exists. It just makes it something that's more powerful for everyone. And this is an important point. You have to even know an ability of something for your phone exists to even search for it in the App Store. There's people who don't know you can do this. But if it's something that's native to the phone, you're bound to trip across it. Now, of course, Microsoft is pushing OneDrive for like all your photos and stuff, but Google Photos does that just fine, and they have a web interface for your desktop, so I don't really know that is really that important. But the whole idea is something that I'm in love with. The fact that Microsoft and Samsung are working so closely together with these integrations to make it more powerful is a win. And there are a ton of Windows tablets out there you can still buy, Windows, obviously laptops, desktops, all of those things, getting the integration and making your phone a more powerful place in your life. This is exciting. For me, I get excited about this because it's existed for a long time over in the Mac world, but it just has not existed over here in Windows for very long. And now it's starting to pick up fire. The one thing I'm not mentioning is the fact that DeX still exists on Samsung phones. Now, Android phones alone are integrated in the same way. This isn't just a Samsung only thing, but DeX is pretty amazing. It actually is the one advantage, I think, besides Samsung Pay over Apple. DeX is basically a full-up desktop. If you don't want to do what I'm talking about and integrating into Windows, you can literally just hook your phone up to a mouse and keyboard and monitor and have your own desktop set up there, and that's fine. But I think for people that are either working from home or just have a Windows desktop or laptop that they use anyway, this is an exciting development. And this is what Samsung really needs to be paying attention to. The hardware and $1,300 phones are not important. Things like this move the needle and make it more exciting to be an owner of Samsung phones. And I really believe that app thing, being able to pull up apps and use them on your desktop, is actually one of the killer features. I know it's coming later this year, so I'm super excited about that. But you tell me, what are you excited about this integration between Microsoft and Samsung? What gets you excited? What gets you amped? Tell me in the comments below. I did some other videos about the Galaxy Note right here, and of course, my favorite upcoming phone right here. Super excited for you to watch those. I'll see you again real soon. Peace and love.